afternoon, everybody. This is the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Socorro, Texas. It is November 12th, 2024, 5:30 p.m. We call this meeting to order.
Good afternoon. Item number 2, establishment of quorum. Andrew Arroyos,
Here.
Enrique Cisneros, absent. David Estrada,
Here.
Julie Dominguez,
Here.
Osvaldo Reza,
Here.
Yolanda Rodriguez.
Here.
We have a quorum with 5 commissioners present. Item number 3, open forum. Alfredo, do we have anyone that would like to speak?
Not at the moment.
Thank you. Item number 4, consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos and second by Yolanda Rodriguez to approve. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 5, consider and take action on the approval of the Gateway Industrial Unit 1 Subdivision Master Plan, being a portion of Robert E. Nix Survey Number 304, Abstract Number 10169, and a portion of Robert E. Nix Survey Number 305, Abstract Number 9871, located at 16400 Gateway West Boulevard, City of Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Jose Botello, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 5 on the agenda is being postponed to next week's Planning and Zoning meeting. There was a few items that were pending to be added on the staff report, and those items will be added or included for the following meeting.
So make a motion to
You can delete the item,
delete the item until next week.
or postpone it.
Postpone the item until next week. We're gonna meet on Tuesday, right? This coming week?
Yes.
Yes, sir, correct.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos and second by Julie Dominguez to postpone item for next meeting, November 19th. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Motion postponed, I'm sorry. Item number 6, consider and take action on the approval of a preliminary and final plat for the Gateway Industrial Unit 1 subdivision, being a portion of Robert E. Nix Survey Number 304, Abstract Number 10169, and a portion of Robert E. Nix Survey Number 305, Abstract Number 9871, located at 16400 Gateway West Boulevard, City of Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Item number 6 on the agenda, the Gateway Industrial Unit 1 Subdivision Preliminary and Final Plat is also being postponed. It's tied to item 5. As previously mentioned, there was some information that was omitted on the staff report, which will be added on next week's Planning and Zoning meeting.
Okay, so make a motion to postpone this meeting till next week, which is the 12th.
The 19th.
I mean, on the 19th, I'm sorry.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos, second by Osvaldo Reza, to postpone for next meeting, November 19th. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 7, consider and take action on the approval of a preliminary plat for a Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 subdivision, being a portion of Tract 6-A, Block 11, Socorro Grand, Socorro, Texas, located at Sunset Valley Avenue. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Jose Botello, planner with the City of Socorro. Item number 7 on the agenda is the Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 Subdivision Preliminary Plat.
And I'm sorry, just for the record, Mr. Enrique Cisneros has joined us. Thank you.
Some general information on this preliminary plat. The property owner is SSV Sun Valley LLC. The representative is Mr. Sal Masood from Del Rio Engineering. The lot size for this development is 33.48 acres. The zoning for this property is zoned R2, which is medium-density residential, and the land is currently vacant. So the summary of the request is for approval of a preliminary plat for Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 subdivision. There was a variance request from section 38-52.3 to allow a reduced minimum right-of-way of 54 feet instead of the 60-foot minimum requirement for Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 subdivision, which was approved by City Council on November 7, 2024. And so staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat for Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 subdivision. And in the next slide, you'll see the location map. The property is, you can see it in the hatch, and it's within the vicinity of the middle drain. On the next slide, you'll see the zoning map, the property outlined in a thick red line, the orange denoting the R2 zoning designation for the property, followed by some pictures taken from Sun Valley Avenue, looking at the vacant land, and some additional pictures from Valle del Este Drive, also looking at the vacant property. This is the aerial image of the property. As you can see, there's no building structures in the property. The traffic impact analysis was submitted as part of the requirements to plat. And so it's a long report, and this is one of 3 summary pages that were taken from that traffic impact analysis. This is the study site area, looking at different areas, the traffic counts for different areas within this, the vicinity of this development. And then page 2 of 3 is the existing AM peak hour traffic. It's kind of hard to see, but they do disclose the traffic counts for these locations, followed by the 2025 projected AM peak hour traffic, also outlining the traffic counts that are projected to be in place with this development. The next slide, you'll see the development schedule. This subdivision is estimated to be completed in August of 2025. Then followed by the preliminary plat showing the intent for this subdivision, which is to produce residential lots. So once again, the summary is for approval of a preliminary plat for Sunset Valley Estates Unit 3 subdivision. And at this time, staff can answer any questions. We also have Mr. Sal Masood and Al Flores from Del Rio to answer any questions as well.
I don't have any questions. Anybody else?
No, we saw this one
Mhm.
from 60 to 54.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second?
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyo, second by Julie Dominguez, to approve. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 8, consider and take action on the approval of a variance from section 38-52.3, street design standards, general planning, to allow a reduced minimum of right-of-way of 62 feet instead of the 70 feet minimum right-of-way required for a collector industrial commercial street classification at Inglewood Drive, Socorro, Texas. Mr. Botello?
Good evening, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Item number 8 on the agenda is the Inglewood Drive variance request. This request is a little bit different. There's no legal description, property owner, lot size, zoning, or land use on this request, and that's due to the nature of this request. So there's a request for an approval of a variance from section 38-52.3, street design standards, general planning, which is to allow a reduced minimum right-of-way of 62 feet instead of the 70-foot minimum right-of-way requirement for a collector / industrial / commercial street classification at Inglewood Drive. In the following slides, you'll see what this request is about. And staff recommends approval of the request for a variance for a reduction in the required minimum right-of-way for a collector industrial commercial street classification at Inglewood Drive. So this is the location map. So you can see the request is along Inglewood Drive in the section that is within the city of Socorro's limits. So you can see within the circle a thick purple line, which is our bless you, which is our city limits. And the aerial image, I included a portion that is asking for this variance request. This includes both the section in the city of Socorro as well as the section in the city of El Paso. These are some of the pictures taken from the site from Inglewood. So the picture above is the section that pertains to the city of Socorro. The picture in the bottom is the portion that pertains to the city of El Paso. And so in this roadway exhibit, you'll see the portion that is requesting the variance from our requirements. It's a small section, but it does require us to approve the variance from a 70-foot right-of-way requirement to the 62-foot proposed roadway that is requesting this variance. And so this is the proposed roadway, right-of-way, equaling 62 feet. You can see the section shows us the length of the lanes, the pavement, the sidewalks and parkways. And this is the required right-of-way, showing us the 70-foot requirement. It's a bit of an outdated drawing, but the requirement for a collector street in the city of Socorro is 70 feet. And so once again, the summary of the request for approval of a variance from section 38-52.3, which is our street design standards general planning section, to allow a reduced minimum right-of-way of 62 feet instead of the 70-foot minimum right-of-way requirement for a collector industrial commercial street classification at Inglewood Drive. And at this time, staff can answer any questions. We also have Mr. Elliott and Mr. Romero present, the applicants for this variance request, to answer any questions as well.
I don't have any questions.
I have some questions.
Mr. Cisneros?
So this is the first time it's coming to us, right?
Correct.
Okay. This is going to be a feeder road into Nevares, which will eventually, given the 20-year plan, is going to be expanded into the future, right?
Not necessarily. I think so. This is I blanked out for a second.
Well,
Hold on.
no.
So this, the current major thoroughfare plan doesn't show an expansion for this road other than a collector.
But
And I don't know if you can go back to the the drawing outlining the new road alignment. So if you're, right there. So if you're familiar with the area, this is North Loop on the right-hand portion of your screen. And the alignment that's being shown is what the developer will be coordinating as part of their development of the property. Currently, that road doesn't exist that way. Currently, it's that jagged up and then angle onto Inglewood, and then if you go on further, that's where it switches and heads down to Nevares. If you continue that road onward, you stay on Englewood, but you get to Alameda, and most of that is all in El Paso. So I don't know if Jose mentioned this, but the requirement of El Paso is what they're trying to match.
But-
So the thicker portion that you see there, it would be the new road leading to North Loop.
The one that's not in red, but it's outlined,
Yes, the thicker portion that's kind of like
or I guess where it says,
hatch marked is going to be the new alignment of Englewood. And they are currently matching the city of El Paso standard. It's not until they get to to us and our requirements that we require a little greater.
so it's gonna be shortened at the, right at that dotted
It'll
line
be a little
anyways.
it'll be narrower, but it does widen up at the intersection. The developers on projects directly impacting that intersection do have plans to improve the intersection and the signals. And that'll be also at a future time.
But when this, and can you share a little bit about what the future plan is for Nevada's Road, that one will?
We don't have any
We don't have any
plans for
plans for it?
Nevadas. For its expansion or improvement, right now it is currently underdeveloped.
So just to be, I guess just so I understand it correctly, well, they're asking for a variance from 72 to 60. It's gonna be in 60, once it crosses that dotted line, it'll open up again, and then,
I'm not sure which direction you're headed, but if you're headed in the direction from North Loop onto Englewood,
yes, ma'am.
the improvements at Englewood will be made as part of the development of the property to the northwest, as well as the Nuevo Waco tanks. Valle Nuevo Commercial, which is currently on North Loop. And then if you head into Englewood, like you're heading toward Alameda, if we provide them the variance, they're just gonna match what they will be building as part of the El Paso development. And as I understand it correctly, the El Paso zoning change was approved to provide for the logistics center on Englewood and Nevadas.
Does the city of Socorro have plans to change from 72 feet wide, or 70 feet, to lower it to 62 in the future?
Those are things that we will discuss as part of the Unified Development Code development. We've already talked about and granted the one variance to the item that was just heard today, Sunset Valley Estate. So it is definitely something that we will look at, we will discuss. But the norms are tending for more narrower roads.
The biggest difference was that one was residential and this one's logistical commercial, right?
Residential roads and then collector. But
Okay.
that can be kind of taken across the board and looked at all individually, and maybe even broken down into what types of land uses are surrounding it. And it's maybe not as simple as residential and commercial and industrial.
Those are my questions.
I have a question.
Mr. Estrada?
Okay, so I get the part about where the part in orange on, can you go to the other side that shows the roadway where that part right there? Is there enough width right there that in the existing right of way, or do you need to purchase adjacent?
We're already purchasing adjacent property just to get to the 62.
Okay, on both sides of Inglewood? Okay. And so that's in the process, or has that closed already?
That is in the process,
It's in the
and
process.
we discovered this as part of that process.
Okay, so how does it look? Are they gonna sell? Do they have to sell, or they're?
We're under contract on it, so I mean, they are, and it's Mr. Trujillo. He is under contract, and it is our intent to close on that so that we can get this road approved, get Inglewood straightened out. But obviously that requires some help on y'all's end to where we can get this variance approved and we can actually get Inglewood straightened out.
Okay. And then who's paying for the actual development of the roadways?
We will be
It's
there.
gonna be privately funded? Okay, all right. I'm good.
I'm good. I didn't know if she wanted to speak up there.
I just wanted to add some additional information for the cross-section. We are requesting the variance from the 70 feet to 62, but we are matching the requirement of the 44 feet pavement for the City of Socorro cross-section.
Yes.
Ready to make a motion? Make a motion to approve?
I second.
I have a motion made by Enrique Cisneros and second by Andrew Arroyos to approve. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Item number 9, Planning and Zoning Commissioners Report.
I don't have anything. Mr.
So real quick, I did want to announce, we should be announcing it fairly soon. Enrique Cisneros Insurance, along with Ernesto Serna Elementary, we're going to start developing a Little League basketball league. So I'm hoping that we announce that this week. And so we're hoping to make it a partnership with the City of Socorro as well. So just keep an eye out for that.
That's good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Perfect. Item number 10, Planning and Zoning Department Report.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Lorraine Quimito, City Planner. So I have several updates on various projects throughout the city. North Loop and Bowman, as you may recall, they had been approved for traffic signal projects, and that was let in June of 2024. It's currently on a 120-day delayed start due to the acquisition of materials, but it should begin some clearing in December of 2024 and then construction in March of 2025. North Loop feasibility study, that final report was completed in March at the end of March, and that's available online if anyone is curious to look at that. We can definitely share the link to the final report. Nuevo Waco Tanks Extension, we continue our coordination with the consultant, Lower Valley Water District, the TxDOT MPO, and the Improvement District to advance that project. So far, the only delay is a month in getting these final drawings to TxDOT, and then the city can begin with the acquisition of properties that will be impacted by the new roadway, the expansion of the roadway. Passmore Shared Use Path, the irrigation season has ended and we are able to start construction. The road is, the irrigation, the Improvement District, AT&T, Lower Valley Water, all coordinating with the necessary final utility movements in the Clint lateral. So hopefully everything will be moved and lowered by mid-January. And that will just leave the final pieces above the ground for the path to be completed by March. Bovey Bridge, as you may have noticed, Bovey is closed for the rebuilding of the Bovey Bridge, and that's the second part of the bridge construction project for the Rio Vista and Bovey. Contractors are set to begin demolition of the bridge this week, and hopefully have everything in the channel wrapped up by the February 15th deadline. And I wanted to say that they had said probably June to complete the whole project and have the bridge open back up. We are meeting with Able City tomorrow for our internal just monthly update regarding the Unified Development Code. They've already submitted a diagnostic of a draft of the existing code, so we're going to talk about that and see what those next steps are, if we have any comments or want to elaborate on anything further, and we should come out of that meeting with a date for our next public meeting. Everyone is invited to Thursday's public meeting for the Transit Development Plan. We would really encourage everyone to attend and share the information about the meeting with the public if you can. Again, this meeting is this Thursday here across the street at the Rio Vista Community Center from 5 to 7. And then a fun event, December 6th, so you can mark your calendars. That's Winterfest, also across the street at the Rio Vista Community Center. I encourage everyone to attend because that's a lot of fun. With that, staff can answer any questions.
On December 6th, what time?
I believe that begins at 5.
And I do want to mention, I saw that sidewalks went up in the Grijalva Gardens area. That used to be my old neighborhood. And my brother's so excited that he got to finally, after 40-some years, that there's some sidewalks that have gone up in that area. So it does make it, it doesn't give it a big difference of a look in that area now.
It does make a difference. Thank you so much for mentioning that. That didn't make it onto my report. but the social media arm is doing a really good job of letting the neighborhoods know when the next phases are coming up. So again, this is phase 3. I believe they're on Moon Road currently, and this is phase 3 of 5 that are coming here shortly. But if you're curious to see what neighborhoods will be coming up next, the best place is the city's Facebook, but I can also try to put together a little calendar as well.
Yeah, I didn't see those on Facebook, but I mean, I saw him doing them when I was over there. Okay.
Yep.
And I also did see on Facebook a new ordinance that went out just last week about the semi-trucks and big haulers in all the neighborhoods. So is that something that is like all the way across the board, all the districts, no 18-wheelers?
That's citywide, and it
no
was about the
commercial trucks?
parking. So there are already truck route areas in the cities, so areas, roads designated as truck routes, where semis are restricted to. And then this ordinance changes were mainly to give a little more description of the different types of what we would be considering commercial vehicles, as well as prohibiting parking in residential area, and that's across the whole city. And in order to assist code enforcement PD in addressing those issues regarding commercial heavy truck vehicles in parking in residential areas.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Item number 11, consider and take action on the adjournment of this meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion made by Andrew Arroyos and second by Julie Dominguez to adjourn. All those in favor of the meeting, of the motion? Any nays? Any abstain? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 5:57 p.m. Thank you.